Welcome back to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. In this episode, we're going to travel from the Stillwater Campground in the Arapahoe National Recreation Area to the Teton Canyon Campground in the Jedidiah Smith Wilderness and get set up for a good time. If you were to ever ask me, would I rather take a longer route with less traffic? The answer is always yes, compared to a shorter route with a lot of traffic. So we took some back roads to head to the Jedidiah Smith Wilderness Area. The Jedidiah Smith Wilderness Area and the Teton Canyon Campground is located on the southwest side of the greater Yellowstone region. It is a beautiful area. It's mostly undeveloped except for Driggs, Idaho, and it is just a beautiful area to explore with hiking, backpacking, camping. Just to be there was pretty awesome. Taking a path less traveled exposes you to a lot of beauty, but also to some barrenness. And I don't go through this area of Wyoming enough to know, but I suspect that some of the heat and dryness this year has definitely affected Wyoming. It is, in some places it looked like a moonscape or something you would see on a strange planet in the old TV series Star Trek. This is the Hoback River off to the right, and the Gravant Wilderness Area is ahead. And we're going to come back to this area later in the series. It took us a while to get out of the moonscape to this area. This road here is already through Jackson, Wyoming. It is the Teton Pass. Has some special meaning to me. The first time we came up this way, I almost lost my brakes in my old Subaru Forester pulling the teardrop trailer, and I had to pull off on one of those little pullouts. If you guessed that was Grand Teton in the landscape there in the far distant, you're right. We are on the west side of the Tetons, coming back up into Wyoming from Idaho, and we're going to hike up that direction next video. This cattle guard is where the free-range cattle area ends, and we're going to head into the campground. Half of this campground is some pretty heavily forested pine. We chose a more open area that had some sparse aspen trees. We needed the solar to run our fridge. It was 11 miles up the canyon road from Driggs, Idaho, up to the Teton Canyon Campground. Beautiful drive, beautiful canyon, mountains on both sides. The last two summer adventures, we have chosen to do our longer adventure in the off-season time so that it's just a little bit more quiet, and you can tell by the views of the campground that this is a quiet place. Not very many people there. Just ahead is a trailhead for the Alaska Basin Trail and the North Teton Trail going right out of the campground. Off to the left is Table Mountain, and to the right where the drone is passing is called Treasure Mountain. In between is the Alaska Basin. This was our campsite. Mornings were cool. Days were warm, up in the 70s, sometimes the 80s. Each morning we stayed in our campsite and just waited for the sunrise and the cool air. The combination of the propane fire pit and the canopy actually provides a nice level of warmth in the morning. You turn on that fire pit, it's instant warmth, and the canopy reflects it, so you pretty much stay warm if you're under the canopy by the fire pit.
think there's some ice in here, honey.
The sunrise slowly made its way over Table Rock Mountain and began to show on Treasure Mountain. And then as you swing around to the north to what they call Fred's Mountain. The canyon was pretty dimly lit while we were waiting for the sunrise, which occurred a little bit later down deep in the canyon. Finally, it came over Table Rock Mountain, but I wasn't quite ready with the right filters. But we finally got it up. Make sure that you come back for the next video. We're going to be hiking through the Alaska Basin and then up the side of Fred's Mountain. So we're going to take two different hikes. So come back for the next video.
Look at my face. How, look at my eyes.
We can take that out. We can edit out the shadow.
No, you can't.
We can add brilliance and something else, I'm sure.